Good morning, I'm Philip Rice from St Giles Church in Desborough, and here I am in St Giles. I can tell you it's a bit cold, so I need to be quite quick this morning. And I'm standing here in what we lovingly call the Alleluia Corner by the poster here, the banner for Christians Against Poverty, because I am a volunteer debt coach with CAP. I first became involved with CAP when it was suggested by a member of our congregation that there must be a lot of people in the area with debt problems. And I volunteered to investigate what we could do as a church to help these people. And I quickly discovered CAP, Christians Against Poverty, and organised to have a speaker come to one of our Sunday morning services. Following this, a friend and I went along to visit the local CAP Debt Centre, which is at Mount Pleasant Baptist Church in Northampton, where we met the Debt Centre manager, Jane Wake. And to cut a long story short, because I do want to be a bit quick on this cold morning, I later was invited to apply for the role of debt coach. And I did that, and I completed my training at the end of 2020. So I thought this morning I'd share a few thoughts with you about my first full year as a debt coach with Christians Against Poverty. CAP head office notified me just before Christmas 2020 of my first appointment, which was set for 10:30 on Tuesday the 5th of January last year. So suddenly it all became real. The training had been fantastic, but now it was no longer a training exercise. It was real, and I had to make my first telephone call to a real person, a person with real financial problems in need of help. It actually went a lot better than I'd expected, and one of the things I've discovered over the last year is that by and large the clients are more anxious about that first meeting than I am. I think it was about June time when the COVID restrictions were relaxed a bit and CAP began to return to home visits. For me, having done everything remotely, contacting my clients by telephone, the idea of visiting them in their home was terrifying. On the lighter side of working with CAP, I've attended a number of conferences of one sort or another, including an excellent conference at York University called The Gathering. This was a national conference for everybody involved with CAP, and along with other things, we celebrated the 25th anniversary of the founding of CAP by John Kirkby, and we did a lot to celebrate what he had done in the last 25 years. Along with that, there were a couple of regional conferences that I attended, and in November I had the opportunity to go up for the first time to the CAP headquarters in Bradford. The pandemic had forced the training team to reinvent the way they trained CAP people, and as none of the trainees had actually met each other in person, they decided to create this opportunity for us to get together and meet each other in person, to meet staff from head office. And I was privileged to go therefore to the first annual Equip Celebration Day on the 25th of November. It was an absolutely marvellous day, meeting people from a head office from all the different departments, and certainly well worth the journey to Bradford. So, very quickly, a few random thoughts about my first full year as a CAP debt coach. And firstly, let me say how extremely rewarding it is working with CAP. Meeting real people and seeing that the mess that they have got themselves into, and knowing that CAP have real credible solutions, well, it's a no-brainer to want to bring those two things together. Bring those solutions in front of people with real problems. And just being there and offering to help evokes such gratitude, which is reward in itself. You get a real sense of the relief in the client, relief that when all seemed hopeless, someone had arrived who wants to help them through their difficult situation. As well as rewarding though, it can also be very frustrating, and it's actually quite a surprise when things go according to plan. For example, a client might not answer the phone when you call them at a pre-arranged time for an appointment. I discussed this sort of frustration and these planning issues with the manager, Jane, the debt centre manager, and she reminded me that by and large our clients live fairly chaotic lives, and that's very true, I've discovered. And I also know from personal experience how difficult it is to lead a normal life when you don't have enough money to do the normal things. So it's difficult to plan and things don't go as you'd like them to do, but I'm learning to chill because getting frustrated about it doesn't really help me, and it certainly doesn't help the clients. Thirdly, I just, and leading on from that, I've discovered, organise my time a bit better. It's very easy to let CAP take over your whole life if you're not very careful. And sometimes it's necessary to say no. The work-life balance is important, and I'm getting better at managing my time, but I still need to work on that. And finally, because it's getting really cold in here, everything goes better with prayer. I expect you already knew that, and I certainly knew that, but at CAP, prayer is central to everything we do. CAP employees are actually paid to pray. At head office in Bradford, it's part of the normal working day. And I certainly find that client appointments go better when preceded by prayer and supported by my prayer team. So I'd like to thank St Giles Church for supporting me through my training and through this first year with CAP. And if you'd like to help in any way at all, or to support the work of CAP, then please do feel free to get in touch with me. My details are in the church directory, or you can email me at philiprice@capuk.org. Please continue to celebrate the work of Christians Against Poverty and to pray for it. Pray for the CAP leadership, for the staff, for the volunteers, and pray for the clients. Thank you.